In the spring, I turned 11. It was hot and warm on my birthday, 80 degrees outside. It was beautiful. The next day, there was 2 feet of snow on the ground. Not even kidding. I'm not sure if the warm weather was odd or the snowstorm in April was odd, but either way, it was weird. That summer, we spent a lot of time on the boat in the river. We went to the SCA again. I had saved up some money from my birthday to buy another little medieval ring with a black stone in the center. That summer, Carl and I decided to try all of the things that could give you bad luck to prove it wrong. We broke a mirror, walked under a ladder, had my black cat cross our path and spilled salt. I still swear that all was a huge mess up, but I digress. I started 6th grade that fall. It was the first time we switched classes on our own. Of course, there were only 4 or 5 classrooms we went between, but it was the first time we did that. It was also the first time we had lockers. I still loved school at this point. The learning, the way it smelled, the way it made me happy. I loved it. I loved it until October anyway. My English teacher that year would give us 10 minutes at the beginning of class to write something in the form she gave us. Be it a story or poetry, we had to write. Being a budding writer, I loved to write. I had so many stories I had written already. I published them in those old photo albums where you could stick a whole page in the sheets. I had several of them with 100+ pages each. Well, October rolled around and Mrs. McTagg had us write a scary story for Halloween. I wrote my story about a house my maternal grandma owned in town. It was a 3-story, old-timey, creepy-looking house with a basement. My story revolved around 4 friends who dared each other to go into the house because it was abandoned and rumored to be haunted. They went in, and it turns out it wasn't haunted. The screams were from the tortured victims of a serial unaliver who used them as wallpaper, and thus why the walls bled. They all made it out except maybe one of them. The cops apprehended the serial unalive, and the girls made it home. My English teacher absolutely hated it, said it was sick. She referred me to the school counselor for it, who then called my mom and referred me to a therapist at the local health center. I tried explaining to the school counselor that I just loved to write, and I've seen countless crime dramas on TV, but apparently my story was that of a sick mind and possibly a psychopath. Instead of fostering creativity and trying to change direction with it, they tried to crush it. Of course, my mother took me to see that therapist. I tried explaining the same thing to her about just loving to write and drawing inspiration from TV shows I had seen. But my mother used this as her opportunity to talk about issues she had with my dad. Instead of listening to me, she took what my mom said and prescribed me medication.